Hello, I hope you're all well. This video is about the upcoming full moon on 31st of May 2026 in Scorpio, Sidereal Scorpio sign. I thought I'll just say a little bit about the sign Scorpio. Obviously, Scorpio is a natural eighth sign of the zodiac. It's a fixed sign, and it's also very kind of emotional water sign, but it's not really like a waterfall or a sea or an ocean. It's more like a lake or reservoir, if you like. So all the sort of feelings and emotions, which is to do with water, they're all kind of stagnant. So this is because it's the eighth house of natural zodiac. It's all about changes, discomfort, actually facing the truth, the veil coming off, um, because of the sun, obviously, and the opposite sign. So basically, there's always some level of difficulty with anything to do with Scorpio. Having said that, I think all fixed signs are quite difficult, but this just happens to be an emotional fixed sign. And changes, it's a sign of change as well, and stepping out of your comfort zone. So it is naturally completely opposite to the nature of the Scorpio. And I do also sometimes, it's realizing also that we all have a part of our life which is ruled by Scorpio, and so we all have it. So we all have to really face that it's um, it's going to affect all of us in some way, and there's some changes that's going to be beneficial to all of us. Um, and also, this is a sign of intimacy and how intimate you are with yourself and how authentic you can be with yourself. It's a sign of letting kind of those letting go with love. This is because it's 1544 in terms of degrees of Scorpio. It's also Vargotama in D9, so it means that it's kind of it's like a breaking of a pattern, or something that we know we keep doing. It's like a repetitive thing that's keep happening, but it's because the sun is illuminating it, is bringing it to our awareness, our psyche, so we can actually do something about it. I also think, I've been through the challenging times with life, and where I've also looked into all forms of the occults, like the cards, tarot cards, psychics, mediums, and astrology, to get help and support, and just some more information about what's really going on. But really, in effect, we are here to evolve because our soul never dies; it's eternal. This is just something we've decided to do, and I think University of Earth is life here. It's just difficult and complex because we feel so many emotions, and this is like literally a pond of emotions that we have to deal with. But the beauty of it is that with astrology, rather than fearing of it, and oh my goodness, I have like a, so obviously this is also the sign that moon is feels a little bit splintered, feels fractured and sensitive. It can take things very personally, and it can hold that grudge for a very long time. And really, what it does, it hurts us more than it hurts other people, because other people can actually then avoid us. But we have to live with the fact that this has happened, and also it can make you feel like it gives you the symptom of being the victim. I'm the victim of this, and not really looking in yourself and thinking, well, what do I need to learn from this? And my teacher, because I do a modality now more than I called reset clearing, which is fantastic, and I've really kind of realized more, even though I've been in astrology, into astrology for decades. However, this has made me kind of face the fact that, oh my god, you have this opportunity now to work on this. What an amazing thing that astrology can unveil, and the planets push you towards this change. So I really want you to, if you are kind of follow my channel, even though I do have to apologize, I lead a really odd life, very very busy, and trying to doing videos, it's not always easy, but I'm doing this weird, because I feel as though as I learn something, I like to share it, and if it helps anyone, so happy days. That's brilliant. So anyway, let's just look at the chart to do with this. That makes it much easier, I feel. Okay, so here, and I get rid of myself. So as you can see, it's 15 degrees 44 of Anuradha, which is, as I said, is Vargotama, as you can see in the D9 chart. So let's just, obviously, we talked a little bit about Scorpio, and now let's find out a little bit about what the actual, what we can learn about Anuradha. So Anuradha basically is, and also just going back, so I was saying that it's actually Vargotama is in D9. So meaning there is little chance of escaping what we are invited to face and let go of. This is like the old patterns that hold us back, keep us enslaved, and in this repeating same mistakes over and over pattern. The sun illuminates this to make us see how we can learn from these experiences without becoming obsessive or trying to control, by trusting the process and the outcome. This nakshatra is very auspicious, actually. It's devoted. It's a very devotional nakshatra. It's melancholic segment of the skies, which brings us the most incredible friends and mediators. People who have this in their 10th house, or the 6th house, they can really be psychotherapists, psychoanalysts, psychics, mediums, people who really allow you to help move forward in life. And these people have the knack of resolving issues and keeping their cool during chaos and crisis. Most auspicious thing to do or plan during this time are analysis of your financial accounts and financial health, and generally health in general. Get on top of things, and really, because the sun illuminating it gives us the will to actually deal with things, health issues that you're avoiding, research, and maybe things that you can get sorted by natural herbs, self-development articles, researching whatever it is that needs attention. Also, obviously, 8th house is house of research. So if you have got planets in your 8th house, or in fact, you whether it's 8th house or wherever it is, you can do the research really well in this. Get organizing and decluttering, one box or a drawer at a time. Just give yourself little goals. And I don't know about you, I love having a list and I love to tick it. So basically, stepping out of your comfort zone. This is what we are being invited to do. And and because the sun is in the opposite sign, so it's energizing the moon to just get active with it. Sun is all doing, whereas the moon is all feeling. So this is people who have got full moon in their chart. They very much like to be out there. They like to be around other people and share ideas. Just like, for example, it's a very good time to just think, I'm struggling with this. How can, speak to your mum, your good friends and everything. How can I help? And, there's so many things you can research. I have to say, I'd say this with love, because obviously I have some messages that people, or comments that people, and they give me their whole chart. And, it just takes such a long time. And it's like, even what they give me is like only a very small part of what I need to know. But, it's our charts are there for us to research, to learn about ourselves. This is sign of research. So using our 8th house or Scorpio in that, for that matter, to get the things that we want to work on. And never, ever, ever, please become a victim of your chart, because your chart is your starting point. And even though they say like D9 is what we do become that as time goes on. But even that, Is how can somebody say that what they were in their 20s or 30s is reflective of what they are in their 40s or 50s or 60s or beyond? So we are constantly evolving, and if we learn from things and put things right, we just actually get things moving in every aspect of our life. It's just literally getting things in motion. So that's what I take from this. So also, these people, obviously, anybody who has a planet in Anuradha, you know that these people normally are used by the police, or during kind of like, say, terrorist attacks or something like that, or somebody who's trying to like harm anyone, to just mediate with them. They make fantastic mediators. They can really keep their cool, amazing psyche with this as well. They make really good friends. But I would just say with Anuradha, because my experience with Anuradha has been people that have been around me, they are, you know, if things don't go their way, they literally hold that grudge for such a long time, as I said earlier. So what it does, it just hurts them more in the long run. And so it could be something that people will avoid, because it's very hard to get through that psyche of, because of the sign being so fixed. It's very difficult for them to think that, oh, you know, I played a part in that as well. What was my part that I played, and what did I learn from that? So we're always learning, basically. But this is a really amazing time to get things moving, in a sense, for all of us. And I'd just say, you know, full moons are an amazing time. And I mean, I've done this in advance, way in advance, really, because we've just been through a new moon. So you can really make a note of what you can put into action and get done. So let's start with do all the ascendants now. So ascendant or moon. I'm going to start with Cancer, because it happens to be when this occurs, it's actually in Ashlesha in Cancer. So Cancer ascendants, for you guys, this happens in your 5th house. So it's the axis of 5th and 11th house. So for you guys, obviously, it's the 1st house ruler who is going through all this sort of like awareness, I would say, regarding the 5th house. Is so it could be that, like, in a social situations, you're like, we want to be more involved and more, you know, don't hold yourself back from being around people, exploring new things, and maybe treat yourself to some really nice artistic endeavors as such. Like, for example, going out with just bringing more romance and love into your life, even if you've been married for a long time or in a relationship for a long time, to just bring more romance and intimacy, love, closeness, and become more tactile and loving towards your partner, towards your children, towards your family, your mum, towards yourself, self-love. So everything that you do for yourself, do it with absolute joy, because you know that, especially for single people, how you treat yourself is the relationship you're going to get. So if you are somebody who are constantly looking out at what other people are doing, so they've got more than you and they are better looking than you, or anything like that, it's time to look in and just say, actually, see beauty in yourself and enjoy that, and be a bit more flirty with your partner, express yourself better, leave them little notes, and just all these things that you do reciprocates after a while and comes back to you. So I invite you to do that. If you've got children, or extend that love and creativity and beauty to them. Do some fantastic little things. Sometimes we always think that things always have to cost a lot of money, but having fun with your children, reading nice books to them, or do little plays and things with them, all of these are fun things. And children and people generally remember gestures more than they remember gifts. And I could tell you, I don't even remember the expensive gifts I've ever had, but I remember kindness and time somebody's given me. That counts way more. So this is for you guys, I would say romance, love, just being out there, enjoying, being the creativity, enjoy that. Let's go to the next ascendant. So for Leo ascendant or Leo moon, this is occurring in your 4th house. This is brilliant because both sun and the moon have directional strength in this and makes both of them very, very strong. So it also creates lovely Raja yogas for you. So first house ruler in the 4th house and first house ruler in first house ruler in the 10th house, and 10th house ruler is looking at sorry, that's not true. So I do apologize. I just said that's not actually true. But basically, 4th house ruler K2 is in the 1st house. That's what I meant. So what you're doing, you could actually be very psychic abilities. You're feeling much more want to be with family, with mum, and just enjoying comforts and treating yourself to downtime and enjoy just life with family and things that make you emotionally happy. This is, 4th house is happiness, and Moon and Venus love being in the 4th house. It just gives them much more focus on what is really important. But you will shine at work because of the sun being so strong in the 10th house. That's amazing there. Let's go to Virgo. For Virgo ascendant or Virgo moon, this is occurring in your 3rd house. So it says 11th house ruler in the 3rd house. So for you, it just means that you want to be much more out there with friends, networks, doing fun stuff, following your dreams, things that make you happy. Like, for example, if you like to draw, paint, be out there, like going to see bands and everything, musical things, recitals and things. Really nice time to be out there to do more creative stuff and enjoy that with your friends, elder sibling networks, things like that. So just being out there will be more joyous to you. For Libra ascendant, this is moon, which is your 10th house ruler, in the 2nd house. So it will just mean that you literally, the work that you're doing, you are making your own money, if you like. You want to be around your family and enjoying your family values. And so basically it gives you, you could be that you come to some money. Maybe that's, you want to keep your savings and your money to yourself, a secret. So it could be that you're doing a job and that money you'd like to just keep that a little bit secret from the family and not share that with them. But generally it's a nice time for family time, enjoying that. And so if you're working hard, then when you go home to your immediate family, you'll find the happiness there. And cooking as well, cooking nice foods. Okay, so Scorpio ascendant and Scorpio moon. This is occurring for you in your, obviously in your 1st house, and it's your 9th house ruler in the 1st house. So it's a nice yoga for you, a nice sort of like done yoga and Raja yoga too. And obviously the sun for you, because it's your 10th house ruler, also creating nice effects for you, nice 10th house ruler looking at the 1st house. So it's a nice Raja yoga, and also 9th and 10th house rulers are actually in opposite to each other. So again, it's really good for success and achievements during this time. So you're shining, you're feeling much more happy within yourself, you're feeling appreciated with others and getting respect. Obviously sun hasn't got directional strength there, it's quite weak. Sun in the 7th house feels a little bit like, doesn't like to be, it's not about others. Sun is about themselves. So it's a little bit, but having said that, it's, it's a full moon. So even though you are wanting to be out there, you still kind of feel like, maybe I'd like to be out there, but I also like to go home and just reflect on things more. But it's nice time also for spending time with your family, your father, and good time for educational things too. Now we're going to go to Sagittarius moon and Sagittarius ascendant. This is occurring for you in what would be your 12th house. So moon in the 12th house means that your comfort, feeling good and enjoying just being at home, chilling, taking nice baths, and with your significant other, perhaps, you know, you're having nice romantic times together. Sun for you rules the 9th house, so it's you know, like 9th house ruler and 8th house ruler are having an effect together. So it could be quite a nice intimacy time, you know, at home, just, you know, just chilling and just enjoying just being, you know, because Sun in effect is your basically it's in the 6th house. So Sun in the 6th house is a good sign for it. It doesn't particularly create great yogas or anything like that, but it just means that you work hard, but then when, you know, you get good rest because you want to go home, because your mind is really on like getting home, having a nice bath, having a nice meal, and then just like retiring early for bed and having a good night's sleep. So working hard but also resting, it becomes important for you. Then if we go to Capricorn ascendant, for you guys, this is happening in your 11th house, a house of gains, and the house of networks and other people that you know, you share some kind of form of interest with. And Sun is your 8th house ruler in the 5th house, and your 7th house ruler Moon is in your 11th house. So when you have this situation when 7th and 8th house rulers are kind of opposite each other, you know, it could be that intimacy and things like that could be quite nice. You know, it could be that you meet somebody unexpectedly within your groups of friends. You get introduced to somebody. So don't be shy and hold yourself back. Be out there and enjoy the full moon effects of this. But generally speaking, it's a nice sign because, you know, Sun naturally rules the 5th house of the zodiac. So 5th house is sign of, you know, basically of romance and dating, parties and creativity. And or it could be a sudden pregnancy. So congratulations if that's the case. Now for Aquarius ascendant, this is happening for you in your 10th house. So it is your 6th house ruler in the 10th house and your 7th house ruler in the 4th house. So it just basically means that people, when you have Moon in your 10th house, it really means that people trust you. So you're working very hard because, you know, 6th house ruler is in the 10th house. So you might be in like a kind of service, you know, something like medicine, or being a doctor or nurse working in a hospital, or some form of care company or something like that. But it just means that people, you know, it kind of gives you a little elevation because you're working so hard to be of service in others. But what happens is, like, in return, there is a lot of trust and respect for you because of the Moon being where it is and appreciating your hard work. You just got to really just make sure that you also look after yourself and get enough rest and be good to yourself, because you could be working really hard. Pisces ascendant and Pisces moon, this is happening for you in your 9th house. So this is 5th house ruler in the 9th house. So 5th house ruler in the 9th house gives a really nice done yoga for money. It will be a bit difficult is just because the nature of this sign, Scorpio. And and for you, 6th house ruler Sun is in the 3rd house. Sun does pretty well in the 3rd house because it's a slight malefic. I don't really see it as a malefic, but wherever it is, it kind of like makes it hot and scorched. So so it's gone into so you could be like it could be like disagreements through very direct and kind of, because you know sun is ego, so our ego can get in the way, and it could make us feel as though we can talk to, you know, colleagues and at work in a certain manner. So I would really watch that. So but generally speaking, you know, it's ninth house ruler opposite the sixth house ruler. So if your father, for example, is working hard, check in on them, make sure they're okay. If they're poorly, you know, take care of them. Because sixth house ruler is involved, you'll be able to find intelligently and practically all the information that you need in order to help your parents or your father. This also means that your work could be much more, you're doing much more creative stuff at work as well. So, or learning things to do with healthcare and all sorts of things related to nutrition and health, and making yourself feel better, improving your you know, accounts. You can look into things like that, plan really well, organize well, creativity will be much more significantly you know, kind of more don't want to use the word more, you have more agility, more information, more practicality in order to do those things well. And if you go to Aries, for Aries ascendant is moon is your fourth house ruler in the eighth house. So there could be changes in your home environment. It could be moving, it could be decorating, it could be buying a new car. If you're driving, just be very careful to drive slower during this time, whilst Mars is aspecting your fourth house and also aspecting your moon. So just be really aware of that. And Sun also rules your fifth house, is in the second house. So Sun actually creates a beautiful Dana yoga for you of money and respect from family, being really good with money and that kind of thing, and or enjoying spending money that, you know, on things like good food, do things with the family, etc. And moon, obviously, it could be that you come to sudden money, or you know, sudden change of your home. You suddenly, you know, you weren't thinking about moving, and an opportunity happens, but it will be very sudden, whatever it is. But I would definitely watch how you drive and how, you know, that kind of thing, because moon is also, you know, is in has fallen in that sign. Okay, I got a feeling as I move on now, things are going to be a little bit, moon might move into the next sign. But anyway, for now, let's see for Taurus ascendant. So you have fourth house ruler, the sun, in your first house. So that's a lovely Raj Yoga. And also moon, which is your third house ruler, is in the seventh house. So being with friends, being out there, enjoying being with your friends, etc., will make you feel good. And just communicating with your other half, expressing your needs will be good during this time, to not just your friends, your siblings, your colleagues, etc., and your other half, your loved ones as well. So it just means that basically for you, you know, like you'll have the will and the strength to be able to communicate with your partner and with your other people, your needs, your wants, things that are just maybe have created barriers. Maybe you haven't had good boundaries with people. It's really good time to actually put those points across with love, because moon is quite just letting go of any, you know, not using the Scorpio things, but just, you know, thinking about them with moon, doing them really sort of gently with love, stuff like that. You know, that would be really good to just be able to express yourself really well to other people, communicate well, in order to get from life and from your relationships with others what you would like, because this also will impact your work as well, because seventh house is 10th house is from 10th house. So, you know, you want to just like obviously use I mean, don't look at this in Jyotisha because it's actually in Anuradha, but generally speaking, you know, how you communicate your needs and your wants to the other people, and that's how we successfully get what we want in our life. We manifest more by just being aware of what we need And these are the things that you could actually really think about, the sort of things you want to work on and communicate and tell others, you know, like, when you do that, I really like it. And well, also you could just, if there's people are doing things that upset you, it's like, I prefer if you didn't do that, you know, like rather than in a very Scorpion way, you can do it with nice gentleness of the moon, and just say it nicely, not in a way that it's like brings about all the emotions that you have kept inside for a long time. But just being, because if you haven't spoken those about those emotions before, you don't want it to come out as a long list of things that you did this to me, you did that to me. But it's just like, maybe just one thing at a time. And actually, once you set yourself to ask for what you want, then things will come to you easier anyway. And then next ascendant, Gemini ascendant, which is the last one, and Gemini moon. Oh, sorry. For you guys, this is occurring in your 6th house of work, and it's the service that we do, your health, healing, your you know, your daily routine, your accounting, how you manage yourself every day. You know, this is massive sign, massive important house. So it's like so, and your 2nd house ruler is there, and your 3rd house ruler is aspecting it. So Sun is your 3rd house ruler in the 12th house, and 2nd house ruler is in the 6th house. So it's obviously to do with work, how you communicate at work, and how you communicate, and actually, you know, like the money. This is really, I see this really about how you do your accounting, how you manage your money, how you manage yourself in a sense as well, and your family. There could be some expenses to do with family or siblings or something like that. So you're having to weigh up, basically, you know, I need to have this. So you can actually start planning about how you're going to do your accounting in order to make sure that your money is budgeted for well, and communicating that maybe to the family, or it could be that the family needs some money and they come to you during this time. But that's basically what is happening. So it could be because 12th house has expenses and as well. So it could be that there are some outgoings, as I said, to do with that. But it also could be that you're learning a new language, foreign language too, 3rd house ruler in the 12th house. So that's it from me. I hope you have a great time during this period, and we all have got this period of time to plan ahead and make the most of this amazing opportunity. Thank you very much for watching.